When I change, the world will change. I can make changes in the world, but those changes come from the inner work that I've done.
It took you a lot of time to explore, experiment, and then you realize what is the meaning of life.
The original nature of every soul is peace, love, happiness, truth.
In a business scenario, suppose I have to make a decision which personally I may not be agreeing to, then what choice I have?
I don't think you should ever make a decision that goes against your conscience.
If we calm our mind and reflect within, we can understand our own strength.
Jyoti Bindu, Prakash Swarup, all these great words you had here.
What is that common quality each leader you have experienced?
Put myself in the shoes of another.
So what is that special qualities Indian leaders have?
Bhavna, unique to India. It is very loud and very chaotic and very crazy.
What is the last message or suggestion you want to give to the students?
Mote, Purisa, Pahe, Onolare.
Namaste.
Namaste.
So wonderful to have you here. Thank you very much for agreeing to come and be part of the podcast.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So excited to be here. It's a great college. Really has to be.
I was going through your journey, DB actor to spiritual guru. Tell us about your journey.
Gosh, I suppose my journey was all about finding meaning in life, you could say. So from a very young age, I became interested in Eastern philosophy. The first book I read when I was 5 years old was Be Here Now by Ram Dass. And around that same time, I was living in nature. I was an only child. My mother was also an only child. But I lived with animals and nature, so I never felt like an only child. I felt I'm with my friends anyway. But then as I grew up, I wanted more meaning in life. So my parents were actors and I followed in their footsteps. A short while, I had a career as an actress. And at the same time, when I was 18, just out of high school, I came across the Brahma Kumaris. And I had been interested in meditation, but hadn't known anything about it, what to do. But when I went into the center, there was something about the sisters, and it's hard to pin it down, but there was a quality about them, a quality, an atmosphere, something about them. And it was this combination of the feminine and this spiritual power, and I wanted to know more. I felt that would give meaning in my life. And so I decided to experiment for 6 months. 6 months has become 4 years.
So I'm curious to understand when you said finding meaning in life. And is it been 40 years still you're finding meaning in life, or you have found one?
I could say I have found meaning in my life.
Okay.
And the meaning, and it continues to evolve. You know, it's never static. In anything we do as a leader, we're never static. We are leaders because we are growing and changing and responding. So I would say the meaning I have in my life is that through my life, who I am as a spiritual being and as a human being, when I change, the world will change. I can't change the world. I can make changes in the world, but those changes come from the inner work that I've done. So I think that is the meaning in my life, is to be, you have this wonderful expression, Maryada Purushottam. So that's the meaning in my life, is when I change, the world will change.
So you said the meaning in life is very important for each one of us. It took you a lot of time to explore, experiment, and then you realize what is the meaning of life, or what is your meaning. If you have to advise young adults, what is that you want to advise them? How to find meaning in their life? It could be different for different people. What is that suggestion you have for them?
So, to me, it relates to what I think of as a spiritual technology. And this is what I learned from the Brahma Kumaris, but it's very practical. So, this first awareness of I am a soul, Jyoti Bindu Prakash Swarup. I'm an eternal soul. My original nature is peace. And that's every living being, every human being, every living being. Then I am born into this body. This body is like my costume. And if we think of ourselves as actors, we play a part and we take on this costume. So you are a living being, an eternal soul, playing this part of Shradha for 80 years, 90 years, 100 years, we hoped. I'm also like that. But the essence of me is far deeper and eternal. The original nature of every soul is peace, love, happiness, truth. But every soul is unique, and I think that is the key. It's not we're all the same. Like everyone in this room, there is one of you in the world. You can go to any foreign country, you can go to the depths of the ocean, you can go into outer space. You won't find another one of each of you. Unique. So I suppose in answer to your question, my advice is to connect with your deepest spiritual self. And we do this in meditation. All Shanti. So I am a soul, but who am I as a soul? And then when we ask that question, those original qualities come out more and we feel the depth of who we are. And then that becomes the gift. That becomes the gift that changes the world. And it's that practice that enables our leadership skills to naturally come out. You don't have to try and be a leader. You are a leader. There is only one of you. So, and I think that's such a beautiful gift of understanding. It means whoever I'm in front of, they're like the greatest jewel in the world. And I'm also like that. So it's that self-respect and that deep respect for the other.
What I understand from you, each one of us is very important, and each one of us have unique qualities. If we calm our mind and reflect within, we can understand our own strength, and each of us have our own strength. We have to just calm our own self and reflect to understand that. Am I correct?
That is part of it. That's the first step of the meditation. The second step is connecting with Paramatma, with the Supreme Soul, the Supreme Light. So we see, we call this Parapita Paramatma, this Supreme Light, Jyoti Bindu, Prakash Swarup, all these great words you had here. Shiv Baba is the name we give to that one. But that one is beyond gender, beyond species, and is the ultimate creator spirit. Now when we have meditation, it's not so much meditation actually as a relationship or remembering. We say, Shiv Baba Yad Hai, like are you remembering? So are we remembering that one? When I remember that one, then I draw the love and the energy of that one, and then that helps facilitate my own unique qualities.
So you draw energy from the universe?
And it's from this point of light.
This point of light.
Screen.
And you take it inside. Yes. And calm yourself to understand your strength.
Yes.
But we are in a world, very volatile, uncertain, complex world. So how do we deal with the complex surrounding? It's chaos all around.
Being on a spiritual path, being on any path, but particularly a spiritual one, I think some people, I don't know here, but some in the West think that you get on the spiritual path to remove yourself, to have an easy life. But I would suggest it's the opposite, because as soon as you say, okay, I want to lead a disciplined life, I want to lead a yogi life, I want to be ahimsa in every way, then of course you will get challenged in that very way. But the thing is, this shastra around us, we cannot change, we cannot manage, we cannot control. We know we cannot manage other people, we cannot control anything actually. The only thing I can do is manage my inner response to things. And in my experience, having a spiritual perspective, seeing beyond the physical form, beyond the external circumstance, gives me a lot of resilience. It deepens my compassion, especially if something comes up, some challenging, I go back to, okay, Om Shanti. I'm the soul, I'm the embodiment of all these qualities. These are available to me. Who do I want to be right now? It gives us that ability just to pause rather than react. It's easy to react. But this ability to pause with Om Shanti and a moment of connection with the Supreme Light, I find it's a very loving, reciprocal connection. It's a very intimate relationship that is developed over time. Like my relationship with Sucheta Madam, my good friend since 2008. Over time, we get to know each other. It's the same. Over time, we get to know that Supreme Being.
But then, in this chaotic world,
Yes.
a lot of things are important in business world. Business has to go on.
Yes.
In business world, leaders need to take decision for their team, for the surrounding, for customers. They have to take decisions. And many a time, they have to take decisions maybe between wrong and wrong.
Yes.
So that's all right and right, which is more right. The right and wrong, we can always say, you have a choice. But when you have to take a decision between wrong and wrong or right and right, what you would suggest to the leader?
I do find that leading a disciplined life and your own disciplines that are meaningful to you, doesn't mean Brahmakumaris or anything, but your disciplines that suit you, that are meaningful to you, it helps refine the buddhi. This is my experience. It helps refine our intellect. So we get a clearer intuitive sense of which decision to make. Now, there's also no guarantee. We know, we take a decision, none of us make the right decision all the time. They say hindsight is 20/20. It's very easy to see afterwards what I should have done. But that also, how do we respond to that? Am I hard on myself? Do I say, Tamsin, you shouldn't have done that? Or can I open to forgiveness and say, okay, we have this term, the drama. This is in the drama. It's in the shastra, not shastra. The sastra, I say, thank you. Excuse my ego. So it's predestined. It's part of the fabric of life, and that also, I have developed that awareness through a spiritual perspective. In that sense, there's no right or wrong. It's become the fabric of life. So, choto, let you leave it and come back and begin again. We can always begin again. Every moment, begin again.
Again, I will just go back to the same question. In a business scenario, suppose I have to make a decision. Personally, I think something is right, But then if I look at organization, so many people are there in the organization. For organization benefit, I have to make a decision which personally I may not be agreeing to. Then what choice I have?
Well, I'm not in business, but I don't think you should ever make a decision that goes against your conscience. Ever. Come what may. I think our conscience is the original dignity of the soul. And I think it's not good to do that to the self, to make a decision that is against our conscience. So sometimes we have to take a stand and just say, no, I won't take that decision. Oh, look at this, and sorry, how can I forget her name? So famous. The woman in France who had the experience of the domestic violence from her husband. Anyway, but what I mean is, people take a decision that is not popular, but it becomes an incredible teaching tool for other people. That actually is a sign of leadership. The integrity of the self always acts within the integrity of the self.
Sometimes leaders' value is different from team members' value. So there is a conflict. So my value doesn't allow me to accept whatever my team is saying. And similarly, they also have great values. Then what is the choice of the leader? What the leader need to do?
So in this situation, I go back to my memories of Daddy Prakashmani. Daddy Prakashmani was the leader of the Brahma Kumaris from 1969, when the founder left his body, to 2007. And she saw it grow from a small community in India of a few hundred to 100 countries around the world. She had no management experience, no leadership experience, but she led her own disciplined life. And she would always defer to others, actually. I remember once going to Mount Abu, and there were only 10 foreigners there. We were asked to meet her, and we thought, oh, have I done something? Because Daddy is asking to meet me. You know, it's like seeing the school principal. I don't know if that happens here, but in Australia, if you're asked to see the principal, you get worried. Anyway, we went to see her, and there were 10 of us, one from Korea, one from Spain, me from Australia, 10 for all ages, everything, from male, female, young, old. And we were sitting around wondering, like, what's Daddy going to say? So she wanted to do a program, but she didn't know what to do. So she asked us. You could say we were her team. And she said, Daddy wants to do a program, but I want to hear from all of you. What should we do? What should I do? And we all looked at each other like, is Daddy asking us? You know, she's like our senior elder, and she's asking us. So she went around and she listened to each one, like fully. She gave each one this full dignity, really, really listened. I think sometimes maybe we don't listen. We may hear what they say, but we don't really listen to what they are saying. That is something I learned from Daddy. She really listened and met with each one, with her eyes, with her drishti, with her vritti, with her smriti. and then after that, she took all our opinions and she said, Tacho, okay? So she went away and integrated everything we had said, and she created a program based on what we had said. And it was very successful, and all the villagers came and the foreigners came. And that was a real learning experience for me, because she decided, and she may have made some adjustments, but she treated us like her peers. Even though, okay, she was clearly our leader and we were her team, she met with us with the vibration that we were her peers. So then I feel that dignity within, and then what happens is I bring the best of myself to the conversation. So as leaders, if we do that, we meet our team with that dignity of who these great beings are, and that allows them to bring the best of what they have to offer to the conversation. I believe it changes the nature of the conversation and different decisions are made.
So what I hear from you, one is listening to your team with open mind.
Open mind, open heart, everything, really fully being present, yes.
And make them feel you are part of them. Then together you are taking a decision unanimously.
Yes.
Not as a leader you are taking a decision, you are taking a decision as a group. You understand each other, then you take a decision.
Yes.
Am I right?
I think so. I think it's like, as a leader, you become the ultimate saberdari, actually.
Right. You have moved around and met different people. You are part of policy changes and UN, Australia, India, and many other places. Do you see any common thread in leadership? What is that common quality each leader you have experienced?
I think the ability to put myself in the shoes of another. And we don't have to do that completely, because we can't know the life of another completely. To meet someone with compassion and empathy and understanding, it keeps the communication open, it keeps the relationship good, and I've seen that with every leader. And conversely, I've seen when people stop listening. There are certain countries now that they just label someone with a bad label, and as soon as we do that, as soon as I say, oh, you're like this or you're like that, then it's like we dehumanize them and we stop listening to them. We say in anthropology, we other them. We make them something other, something else. They no longer belong to me, but they're something else. And that is a sign of poor leadership, because then communication is over. It shuts the door. And we see the implications it has when it's countries who stop speaking to each other. And so that's in a big way. But it's the same when it comes to one-on-one, when it comes to groups and corporations, business.
So you're saying all the leaders in different countries, they're same? Or any special quality you see in different countries? Like India, you have met many leaders. So what is that special qualities Indian leaders have?
Bhavna. This is something unique to India, I would say. And India is a very old country, and it is very loud and very chaotic and very crazy and very beautiful and very wild. And I celebrated Shiv Jayanti last night. I went to many different temples, and we don't even have a word for bhavna in the West. It's not there in English. And it's this quality of, as I understand bhavna, sentiment, affection, peace, friendship, respect for the other, namaskar is within bhavna. This is an incredible leadership quality. You are so fortunate to be born on Bharat Bhumi.
I see many young kids. Most of the time they're very anxious. So how they can calm themselves? A lot of anxiety, many a time for no reason, I feel. There could be reason, but they're always very anxious. They're focused on future and scared of the future, or anticipate more from life. I may be wrong, but then I feel they anticipate more from life, and most of the time they're scared or anxious. So what do they do?
This is a big problem, and it didn't really exist in our childhoods.
Right.
This anxiety. We can say technology is part of it, but I think that's one part. I think what's happened is with this focus on industry and growth and more and better, and we've left aside actually the beautiful things that nourish us and give us peace of mind and peace of life. I remember going to an Indian village in 2008, very simple village in Odisha somewhere. Sorry, I can't remember where, with this mud huts and cow and rice paint. Everybody was so happy because they say it takes a village to raise a child. In India, you have that. You have villages still, and children run around free, and they're safe because they're in a huge context of nature and community and doing things with your own hands. Now, I mean, I actually think that's a really important thing. Growing our own vegetables, growing our own food, being connected with other species, being connected with nature, walking barefoot, being with the trees, being with the animals. Then there's a resonance that feeds the soul and brings calm to us. It brings calm. It's not just peace of mind, it brings calm to the whole nervous system, actually. It's the vagus nerve gets nourished, this rest and digest part of our nervous system. But we don't give any importance to that anymore. We think industry, mining, money, the pom-pom, the power of money. Actually, I mean, it's nothing. It's becoming even more nothing. Now in Australia, they say we're going to be a cashless society in 5 years. So there's not even any cash. It's like tap. There's nothing there. I mean, we still need it, but these basics that are from my generation was the last, our parents and grandparents' generation, those things that have such value that you have here in India. Village life, connection with nature, looking after each other, community, bhavna. Those things are an incredible source of calm and do work to reduce anxiety. When we get lost in technology or the future, which creates worry, and we're not connected to the present, nature also connects us to the present. Nature's not going anywhere. The cow has nothing to accomplish. The cow is simply being a cow. I mean, to sit and be with the cow, it's just...
Yeah, it's beautiful, but then people who are in city, in crowded places, and they do not have any access, or they cannot just go to village and spend time busy with their work, and we cannot just ignore the development and growth and technology. Simultaneously, it has to grow. And in that situation, when I'm in a city and in middle of concrete jungle, how do I get peace?
In that case, then if the outside is no longer nourishing me, then I go within. Then I go within, I become soul conscious, and I feel that the peace of who I am as a being. This is not just a fixed state, it is like a wellspring. But we often don't give time to it. We sit down, we go, okay, and you guys. And then, but our mind is thinking all the other things. It does take some effort, and we shouldn't get discouraged either. Like when we get rested, okay, it's not working, I'll go and do something. But we have to come back as many times as it takes. Om Shanti. ये आत्मा हूँ, Neshati Swami. And just hold that for. It won't disappear at its own time. And it won't push Swami. And it doesn't.
it cultivates it. It brings it into your lived experience. It's true. We have cities, we have buildings, we have offices. We can't go back. But I think we should also prioritize nature, advocate for nature, advocate for animals, all of that. I do that in my life too. Protect what we had. But nevertheless, in that situation, when we're surrounded by an environment that doesn't nurture us, I suggest this inner meditation. And then, who do I connect with? I connect with my beloved Shiva, the Supreme Soul, Supreme Parents, who is the source of Yan Kasara, Dem Kasaga, Lis Kasaga, Luk Kasaga, the ocean of all those qualities. Then we can fill ourselves with those, and then we become like the tree or the cow for others. We become a form of nature for others. We can help the enlightening others reduce as well. We become that, and then we become a leader.
It's wonderful, wonderful. We are saying wherever you are, no matter your surrounding, you can bring in peace for your own self. So reflect within and bring in peace for your own self.
Actually, one story, one of our senior elders, she also left the body some years ago, Danny Gulzar. I was living in New York when I was working with the United Nations, and so noisy then. Outside my apartment, always traffic and sirens. I said, Daddy, it's so hard to find any silence there. She said, actually, you're in the perfect place to practice silence, to deepen your silence. You are in the perfect place. Nature, okay, it's easy. But if you're in a city and you're in the buildings and you're in the factories, that's even better. You have the top possibility to really practice and become expert in all Shanti.
So you cannot silence your external world, but you can silence your own thoughts and mind. Wonderful. Tell me the most memorable event in your life.
I'm quite old, so that might take me some time.
So each moment was memorable, or?
Yeah, I mean, I've been very fortunate to have. Okay, I will tell you. But just to say, I've had an extraordinary life. And this, I would say, is one of these great experiences of really how had I had this opportunity to be with all of you, the young leaders of the present and the future, in audition. But I will tell you. So, in our forest, we had a wildlife shelter. We look after wildlife. And there was a bird that came in. And this bird is called a tawny falkmats. Yeah, now they're like an owl. They're very unusual birds. And we're very different. The bird is an air animal. I'm land animal. This bird, whose name was Blossom, she is a carnivore. She must be. I'm vegan. I don't take any animal products. She's awake at night. I'm awake in the day. So you could say, what do we have that's the same? But it was my job to look after him. And this is where the power of soul consciousness comes in. So I know I'm a spiritual being. She's also a spiritual being. But she is the soul of a bird. I'm the soul of a human. But then, so I know all those things are different, but I connect with her at a deeper level. And as I practice this, she responds. So when we connect more deeply with others, I think people feel it. And animals are so honest in the sense they're not social honest. So she became interested in me as I became interested in her. And I just remember her approaching me and making this clucking sound when they make this sound when they're very happy. And she walked across her perch over to me and she leaned against me. I was so touched. And then I kissed the feathers on the side of her face, and then she turned to me and she rubbed her beak on the side of my face, which was her returning that. Now, the tawny frogmouth is a wild bird. This bird was not domesticated, not tamed, has no contact with humans. But this just showed me the power of a different kind of consciousness, the power of a spiritual consciousness, soul consciousness, to look beyond, or not beyond maybe, because we still honor culture, language, gender, race. We honor all these things, but we connect to something deeper, and that's the treasure, and that's why it's one of the most treasured experiences in my life, because it was so unusual. And I was like, I thought, well, how do I approach her? Like, when she was small, I had to take her out of her cage, and they had a big beak. It was they had big eyes and a big beak and a lot of fluff. So I had to take her out. I wasn't sure how to hold her. But then, as our relationship developed and this soul consciousness deepened, and I had this amazing tears, and that is one of the treasures in my life.
Wonderful. No money, no power, no recognition can give you that peace. Small gestures in life can also give you long peace. It's wonderful.